Alright, concerning substances, concerning drugs, concerning addiction, concerning, chemicals of that's make the mind basically journey into different realms, or sometimes disturb and disrupt the mind, but sometimes uh, facilitate activation of the mind, activate the mind and put it into a presence of. You may not like it, but and you don't have to like it, but spiritual realms, watch and look into the visions of the ayahuasqueros, the visions of Pablo Amaringo, the visions of Juan Carlos Taminci, the visions of Luis Tamani, the visions of Anderson de Bernardi. Look at the visions of these Peruvian visionary painters and tell me that there is not a visionary aspect to these and spiritual aspect to these substances. You may not like it, but you don't have to like it. They heal with these substances. This is traditional healing for thousands of years. So you don't have to like it. But that is real, and I've experienced it. Whenever I was 18, I was very involved with this. So certain substances have spiritual aspects to them. Spiritual. You don't have to like it. Now, with that said, and they're called psychedelics for the reason. Psyche and delos, mind manifesting. This is the Greek for mind manifesting. Alright? Cannabis, I would not consider necessarily a psychedelic. Cannabis is like, it has a aspect of mind consciousness exploration to it, but it doesn't make your consciousness stimulated in the same way as psychedelics do. You are clear. You think clearly on. You can think clearly on cannabis, but there is a certain what they call stoning aspect to it. But it is, you can still drive, you can still function, play music, but your memory has slight temporal, there's temporal like anomalousness to cannabis. There's a temporal aspect where you'll do something and then the moment will hit you and you'll be thick in it. And then it'll glide by and you'll be back in another moment, in a new moment. So that's how cannabis works. Now, psychedelics are like literally like being hit with wisdom. Like wisdom being like, wake up, children. Time to wake up. Wake up. Wake up calls from wisdom. That's what psychedelics are like. And they show you spiritual visions. You will see, think on highly on, you will think on spiritual planes. You will think empathetically. You will think on in spaces of empathy and how you're treating your life and your and history and your ancestry and who you are as a person and so all these things, those are the things that your mind thinks. If you look at the pictures, the depictions that the people, visionary painters have drawn, look, and it's also a thing with the conduit, the vessel which takes these things is going to have different experiences, but it will always manifest what I know to be spiritual realms. And please look at, Alex Gray is also an pretty renowned. Alex Gray is an interesting spiritual, visionary painter, though his get a little more strange. I like Pablo Amaringo's. You can see like the humanity in Pablo Amaringo's spiritual visionary depictions. There's humanity there. It's like this cause of like the sanctity there. Now concerning other things, and then caffeine is like, and then that's what I have to say about that. Because people say, oh, we know you don't know anything about what some people, what I, and many people might meme it and make it, what is the word? Like sully it and, what's the word? Stereotype it. We'll get it into a stereotyped world, but it's not a stereotype. Whenever you come to like grips of like those stereotype these things, like, oh, you're getting stoned, oh, you're taking a trip, oh, I don't care about all those terms. There's a reality behind all of that in your mind, and it manifests on these things. And I haven't done them in 10 years. I'm just saying, this stuff still I think about to this day because it's the realest stuff that has happened to me. What goes hand in hand with the realest things that have happened to me. Like, and with that said, yeah, I'm talking about wake-up calls from, what do you call them? Entheogens, biological, like stimulants of your manifestations of biology, intelligence in the universe that calls to you as like where we live, as biology lives. It is real. So with that said, it's in the, we're just trying to say, go look into, mainly I'm just trying to say to Chris, substances, chemicals, molecular experiences from plants and fungi. They have real depth, dynamic, vision.